House Rules is a 2 to 4 player take that card game that plays in about 45 minutes or less. This game has players play weapons to break defenses and to collect points in order to win. Here's the catch. There are rules played throughout each round that really changes the way the game plays. And depending on the weapons that you play, you'll either play a strong but slow game or a weak and fast game. I do think the rulebook is very good at pushing the play from step one to step knowing how to play the game pretty well. A couple hiccups here and there, but nothing that you can't fix on your own. So let's go ahead and check the game out.
This is House Rules. House Rules comes with rule cards, weapon cards, house rule cards where you can make your own rule, round preparation cards, special cards that are also incorporated into the weapons section, house rounds, and the player stash. So I'm going to leave this right here just for reference where I keep all my cards when I stash them. So how the game goes is each player is going to have, and this is the worst way to shuffle it, I know, and deal it, 2 rule cards and 5 weapon cards. So on your turn, you're gonna look at your rules, read them. Don't really reveal them. Oh man, that is so blinding. I apologize. Look at that. Move this down here. All right. So read them. During a clash, attack weapons with a value of 5 or less can be combined together. Read the name of the attack weapon out loud when you clash with another player or the attack fails. So let's go ahead and put this out. I'm going to put this face down. So the next player goes and he looks at his. Same thing, right? He's like, count the number of weapon cards in your stash, add this number to your attacks. During a clash, if the attack and defense values add up to 11, the attack succeeds automatically. Cool. I like that. It's different. And this player looks and is like, all right, let's do that one. Perfect. So those go here. And then everybody takes a card. So once everybody plays a rule in the center, everyone looks at their cards, right? And they're going to pick a defense. Now, the higher the defense, the stronger it is, but the slower you move. So I'm going to go nice little balance here. I'm going to go with the 7 face down. This player goes, and he's like, I'm going to go with the highest card I have. And, you could write right here. All right, perfect. I'm going to do the Indie Tabletop Monster. Wow, isn't he strong? And this guy goes and he's like, I have a couple specials in here if I want to play them, but I'm just gonna stick to playing the highest card, which is also going to be, man, the Review King. Ooh, I'm so good. Awesome, cool little game changer House of Cards card or pen. So the rules are revealed and read out loud, and we saw earlier we have during a clash if the attacks add up to 11, right, and then this and then this. So these all come out, and then everyone turns their defense over, as we see here. So the player with the lowest, which is me, gets to go first because I have 7, right? So me paying someone to take care of it for me. So I'm going to choose a weapon from my hand and attack somebody's defense. Now I know for sure I can take this dude's out. So I'm going to take Random, the Blessed Blade of Random. I actually like that. This is Random, the Best Blade of Random. And I'm going to play this out to attack his Indie Tabletop Monster. This is a 10, by the way, as you can see here. Now, instantly looks like I won because, I have the greater value. He could definitely come in here and do something like double the value of one attack or defense weapon if he wants. He could break the game by discarding a rule. And, let's look at the rules here, too, because right now it looks like by a raw attack, I'm winning. But if there's an even and odd weapon are involved in a clash, double the value of the attacker, even and odd. So I have now 20. But read the name of the attack weapon out loud when you clash with another player. So I said it, Random, the Blessed Blade of Random. I said that out loud. During a clash, if the attack and defense add up to 11, the attack succeeds. Well, it doesn't because I have a 20 now because of this rule. I definitely win. I take his card and I put it in my stash, okay? Like that. And then the card that I had in play, I'll also put in my stash. Okay, so this player gets a new defense out. He's like, okay, random in the hands of the enemy as an 8. So this player goes. This player now goes because he has a lower. He looks at his cards. He's like, okay, well, I could definitely take his card out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that by my dad beating up your dad. Plays that card down for an 8 to attack this. Now he's like, hold on, I'm going to get involved and kind of ruin things here. And he's going to 2x. Double the, he's just going to throw it down. Double the value of an attack or defense weapon. And he's going to double the value of my defense. Because, you know what? We don't like this guy, obviously. So I have 14. He has 8. Can he do anything? No. He did read it out loud. And we have 14 and 8, so they're even. So, it looks like he loses again. Perfect. And now this guy goes, and he has a 10. He's super strong. He's actually going to go ahead and, he wants to play, well, doing this will actually make it a 12. So let's, ooh, does he want to do that? No, he wants to do Cyborg Alien here. Cyborg Alien, Zombie Ninja, Mace. Mace is fun. So this is a 9. This is a 7. I don't have anything in my hand that can fix this. Nothing in the rules say anything, so this is out of play. He gets it. And his card. And I have to get out a new defense. So I'm going to get... these are pretty bad cards. I'm just going to put a 3 out. I know it's an easy target. I could write anything in here I want. So let's go ahead and write. I like this symbol, so I'm going to go ahead and just make the symbol using that line. Perfect. So here's a house rule card of 3. Very bad card, to be honest, because it's a really low number, and I don't have anything good in my hand. So this is going to repeat till all of our hands are empty. And then once that's done, you're going to count all the cards you have in your stash. So it's 3, and you're going to add that to the round. So I got 3 points on my turn, and everyone does theirs like that. And this goes until the final. The person with the most points wins the game. So just to go over this one more time, everyone plays a defense. You guys are taking turns by lowest number attacking cards. You can only go once in a round. You're taking cards and you're putting them in your stash, and doing this until everyone's cards are empty or everyone's passed. Okay, if everyone's passed or if your hands are all empty, you count up all the cards in your stash. Count all your cards in your stash, and then you check the round and add them all up. The final score, as you see here, will dictate who wins. Now, the rules are always going to be changing. The weapons are obviously always going to be changing. There's a lot of cards in here that can create variables, like the special cards we used earlier with this character who was super loaded with special abilities, and so forth.
I don't like that there is no artwork. I'm going to be honest, I'm sure this is something that's going to be pretty apparent, is that there are a lot of cards, but there's not much artwork beside the special cards. I do like the idea that we can write our own weapons in, but I do want to touch up more on that in a second. For a 45-minute game, I would like to explore the game's graphics on each of the weapons that are provided. The game has a lot of cards already, and I do feel that sometimes the rules that are played are a bit wordy. So throughout the game, there were points where I was just focusing more on the number at hand rather than the weapon that I'm using. Now, as far as writing in your own weapon, the reason why I like this so much is because I was able to draw my own weapons. You know, I know there was a line where I was supposed to write like the weapon I'm using, or a couple lines within words to write what I'm using, but I like being able to just like draw something in there, just to try to change the game up a little bit. Because yeah, I do wish that the game had a little bit more than just like a name change to it as far as customization for some of these cards, because the number's still going to stay the same. It's just more of a concept that you're really like building off of. However, I do want to throw in that a lot of customization does come from the rules, really changing up the game, the way that it's played and how certain weapons react to each other. Another thing I want to touch up on with the words that you're writing in is that I think it kind of slows the pacing down, just because the nature of the game is just to play cards and damage each other, take cards and get points off that. I felt that like writing words in between like getting new cards or about to play a card or something like that kind of just slowed it down a little bit, just because we kind of had to wait for the writer to finish, or the creativity of coming up with your own words, kind of just like, you know, we're at a fast-paced numbers game, and writing in something I just wasn't really prepared for. Kind of was like, what do I put in? What's something fun that I should play with? A battle axe, I guess. Like there wasn't much creation flowing through. The last issue I found with the game is, let's say I do have a low card in play and a lot of my other weapons in hand are low. It's more of just a waiting game. I'm waiting for people to attack me, and then I'll put out another low card. And if I don't have any special abilities or the rules don't kind of like follow suit to the cards I'm playing, it's kind of like, what do I do? Do I just sit and wait? But hey, that mostly just focused on the writing portion of things and the words in that. Let's talk about things that I liked, because I did enjoy that the rules could make for a completely unique game. While it's not like a brand new game off the top, like House Rules is like, oh my god, we're playing tile placement now. It's the way that the game is played is extremely altered based off the rules that are being put down. I mean, the strategies are totally different because, for example, you'll put out a card where if an odd and even card are going hand in hand, you're actually multiplying the points of your attack card because of that reason. That exact rule is the reason why you're winning. With the right hand of cards and the right group to play with, this is definitely an edge of this seed experience, making sure you're trying to get enough points to actually win the game. And again, one more time with the writing words in, there are people who love that, and I think it really does add a lot of interesting factors. I mean, it's fun, it could be funny, it could be serious, whatever you write in, it's just going to help people be a little more interactive with the group, and that's something that's really important for a game, is to be interactive with the opponents. Final thoughts. I think House Rules is a pretty lengthy take that card game. It could definitely benefit from more artwork. I do love some of the rule alterations in the game and wish there was more of a focus on really altering the way the game plays. Because a lot of the game right now is just like big number takes a little number, unless you can change that. The game is very solid. I think it should just shed a little bit of the creativity just because of the pacing and the way that the game is structured. It should be a fast take that card game, but you're actually just adding more fluff is not even the right word, but just like things to do. I also think that if, the first round's really fun, the second round's really good, the third round, it's kind of like, okay, and then, you're calculating points after more gameplay. But again, too, like, if you have the right group, this is really fun to run through the whole game, because you're just consistently, like, attacking each other and trying to find ways to win. Even if you have a bad hand, like, you might even have rules out there that can get you to win, and people are, like, flabbergasted that even happened. But the question I have for you is, what weapon would you write in?